Hey, Porch Chronicles, how y'all doing out there? Y'all know I'm in somebody's park. Uh, Trying to paint till it get a little, before it get dark. But anyway, this is something we need to talk about. So look, why this morning I wanted to watch a movie, right? So Inside Out 2 is out. That's a cartoon. If you haven't watched it, please watch Inside Out, the first one first. It deals with your emotions. It's dealing with a little girl who is born, and it shows how your emotions form and your feelings and blah, 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 blah. The first one I saw when it first came out, probably 2022 maybe, I'm not sure. But I saw it before therapy. Now, baby, I seen that second one. I'm going to tell you something now. If you have not had therapy or you are in therapy, you got to be a little careful because it will trigger you, especially if you're in your healing process. If you haven't had no type of therapy at all, you'll just probably look at it like, oh, okay. But it still may minister to you. I'm not sure. It depends on what you've been or what you've been through or what you deal with. Baby, when I tell you that little girl turned 13, went through puberty, man, it was four more emotions I think that came when she hit puberty. And baby, if that didn't minister to my whole life, you hear me? Anxiety was one of them. Baby, when anxiety came, it took over. It ruined everything. It took her joy. It took her sadness. It took it just took over. And for real, this is what I learned about me being in therapy. There's a certain point in your life where you change, become different. Stuff happens to you that alters you and stops the real you from being authentic anymore. Most of the time it's because our anxiety or peer pressure comes in and we want to do what everybody else is doing or fit in. And that happened to her. Mine stopped when I was 8. I used to get bullied, so I stopped having feelings and stopped communicating or allowing my feelings to come out. So mine stopped when I was 8 years old. But hers stopped when she was 13, and it took over. And this is when you start building that thing called the ego. Ego is who you think you are. But ego is driven by what society has taught you're supposed to be, not who you are. It's the false person we make that society says we should be. Oh, you should. Oh, no. And then once we have kids, oh, man, you can't get away from it. You can't. Ego is the false you. It's the you want people to see. It's not the authentic you that you really are on the inside. So we put that inside stuff, we push it way down. And we think that it's okay not to have feelings and emotions and to suppress this and don't cry. Especially y'all men, I feel sorry for y'all. Because we be fucking y'all up with that. Okay? But anyway, excuse my language. But it's true. So the little girl, it was terrible. So it took all of the good memories she had from growing up, and it put him in jail. Man, I was looking at it like, oh my God, if this ain't therapy right here. It was just speaking to me the whole time. Put all of them. Oops, sorry y'all. It put all her feelings in jail, all of her regular emotions, and took over. And it started building a new her, and it was not a good one. It was terrible. And then when anxiety was building this new one, it would mess up here, and then this would become a part of it, and then it would mess up here, and it would become a part. And it was terrible. It was so bad that the other new emotions that came with her when she became a teenager was like, we're gonna have to stop that. They was trying to stop anxiety because they had put the other ones in jail, the other emotions we were born with before the change happened. It was really good. The other emotions and feelings had to fight to get back to it. They had to take all of every emotion, feeling, good thought, bad thought, everything, and put it all together just to get back there to help her become the person that she needed to be for herself without any anxiety or any one of the other ones controlling her. That movie was good. Inside Out 2 was so freaking good, but you gotta watch the first one first. Man, and then when everything, she had such a bad anxiety attack that she was, that panic attacks, be real, she was having one of them. And this is when everything within her was fighting to push anxiety and be like, look, you can't control this girl. She has to find out who she is for herself. They got anxiety off the board, because it's a board that would control all of her emotions, good, blah, 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 blah. And they finally got anxiety off the board, and they had to get all of the stuff that anxiety had built, which made everything real bad. Her life was just chaotic, because anxiety makes you think too much. You think too much, and it's not even thoughts that are real. It's not even thoughts that may happen. That's how bad it was. Man, they finally got anxiety under control and got her off the jump, put her regular jump up there. But then, with her being flooded with everything that from birth, she had to decide what type of person she was going to be. With every emotion inside of her, she had to find out. She had to figure that out. And she did it. And she was starting to become the authentic person that she was supposed to be. But see, y'all don't realize, when those things happen to us and we're young and we don't get no help with that, that becomes who we think we are. When we always say, well, that's just who I am. If you don't like it, because I was her. If you don't like it, you don't have to be around me. That was me. Until I decided to do the work and be like, oh, damn, I'm wrong here. I'm wrong with that. I'm wrong. You can change if you do the work and if you get real with yourself. Because if you saying that at this ripe old age or older, baby, you got some things you need to sit down and talk about. Because they way down in there. And once you bring them up, you get to be your true, authentic self again. For real, for real. I am going to start Porch Chronicles behind the scenes stories back in the morning. I just wanted to break because it was my birthday. But when I seen that movie, I said, I got to make a Porch Chronicles about that. Because for real, that is real life shit. For real. Inside Out Part 1 and Part 2 will minister to you. I love you, Porch Chronicles. Have a good day.